don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true.
They were doing videos of training dogs with firearms, and one of the rounds went into a kid's forehead and dropped him dead.
And then all of a sudden I hear, oh, did I get him? And then and I look at Curtis and I see blood pouring out of his nose and ears.
If Curtis had a choice, he would not have been standing in the line of that gun.
It's like the Baldwin movie scene.
Why would you do this?
I'm sure he's going to be asking that for the rest of his life.
Oh, no.
A 23-year-old is shot and killed by his boss while filming a commercial for a German Shepherd breeder. But what looks at first to be a tragic accident takes a darker turn when investigators hear chilling allegations about the man who was holding the gun.
Welcome to In Plain Sight. Yeah, I know it's quite the introduction. I get it. And it might be a little bit one of those things where you're like, what the? Well, what the with me? Okay, let's all what the together, because we're about to step into a zone that I don't think I was ready for. Just the title I wasn't ready for. But to me, this is a statement of don't do dumb shit. But then again, it might be more. But on a general level, people, if it sounds stupid, just a little, like the first phase of it sounds stupid, investigate the stupid side first, and then see if there's intelligence behind it, because your instincts might be telling you, don't do that. Let's find out how this goes.
He had us put the live puppies in the freezer until they died.
He beat one of the employees with a dog whip.
I'm sorry, what?
The following report is based on official police records released to date, and the footage has never been seen before until now. On June 3, 2025, in Thurston County, Washington, employees of a dog breeder and training company make a desperate call to 911.
911, what are you reporting?
Someone's been shot. My daughter's been shot.
Okay, what happened exactly?
He got accidentally shot.
Is he conscious?
No.
Is he breathing normally?
No.
If he's unconscious and not breathing normally, we need to start CPR. I can tell you how to do it. Get him on his back on the ground.
Okay. He opened his mouth and he breathed one breath. He's trying to breathe.
Okay. Is his chest rising and falling?
No.
Okay. So then we need to kneel by his side.
Okay.
Put your hand on the center.
He just tried to breathe one. I think his one gets full of blood.
Okay. Put your hand on the center of his chest, right between the nipples, and put your other hand on top of that.
Oh shit, he's in the top of the head. Okay. He's in the top of the head.
What are they putting on top of the head?
Help him breathe. I'm listening. Yeah, my hands are between his chest.
His shoes.
I'll move his head, I think. Maybe you get the blood to come out.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
One goes again. There's another breath. One.
Yeah, that's just reactionary breathing. So just don't worry about that.
2.
CPR continues, but the callers begin to realize that what happened here this morning is irreversible.
You know, if I were to listen to what was said before, it sounds like they are trying to be like Johnny Knoxville, Jackass, trying to do some ridiculous stunts for clicks, for views, for people to like them, and it seems to have a negative effect on their brain function. That's the nicest way I can put it. There are some people in this world that just feel like they have to do some of the most extreme stuff to make people like them, for validation, for whatever the damn reason is. And you probably see them all over Instagram, all over TikTok, where they ingest a whole bunch of food in a most ridiculous, grotesque manner, or they walk around malls doing some insane stuff. And then when people retaliate, oh, you shouldn't have done it. Everybody want to be famous. Sometimes people do some dumb stuff to be famous, though.
No! 1, no! 1, no! 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. No way! 1, 2. No way! 1, 2. No way! 1, 2.
Where's he at? Where's he at? This building?
I think he's out that way.
To the right?
All the way to the back.
To the right?
Yes.
Guys on the ground over there. That's the owner of the place right
Okay.
there. They were shooting a video of what he was saying about guns and dogs. Guns right there. Something happened. I didn't get the whole thing about. And there's a guy over there had looks like he's got the leash in his hand. But somehow he got in the way. Dog jerked him.
Why is he being held down?
He's not being held down.
Okay.
No. He is just distraught.
Okay.
And he was up when we got here, and then when we pronounced the guy, he just lost it. He's been that way. They're just trying to console him.
23-year-old Curtis Gordon is pronounced dead at 10:37 a.m., leaving many questions behind for Thurston County deputies to answer.
So there were 3 people, Connor, Craig, and Kaylin, doing videos and pictures. Wayne, the owner, was shooting, and he said that Wayne had the dog.
They were doing videos of training dogs with firearms, and rather than using blanks, one of the rounds went into a kid's forehead and dropped him dead.
Can I ask the most obvious question? I'm Captain Obvious for myriad reasons. If I'm doing a training video, okay, and with today's technology, I have a slew of editing software at my hands. Do I really need to use a real gun? There's so many real looking guns. That's what I mean. There's so many fake guns that look super duper real. There are things that you can use, like rubber pellets instead of even, and then you can, in the after editing skip, put like sparks and stuff on the gun. Just doesn't seem like it would be needing to use a real gun for that. How much you want to bet there was an ulterior? I'm just gonna put it out there. How much you want to bet there was something else behind the real gun usage thing? We'll find out.
According to the employees, the video was supposed to feature Kraftwerk owner Wayne Curry holding one of the German Shepherds by the collar while shooting at a target across the field. It's impossible not to notice how close Curtis's body is to the target.
But look at that. That's head height. So why would you be shooting at the? According to them, he was shooting at the target.
Where the rounds at?
I don't know.
And
Apparently the optics were in the board. Yeah, you've got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless he just hung a new one.
Police will later find 42 shell casings in the grass, but there isn't a single hole in the paper target. Figuring out exactly what went wrong today will require talking to everyone on scene, including an employee named Craig, who begins by explaining what Canine Kraftwerk is all about.
Yes, please.
We import dogs from Germany, adult dogs. We also breed them and sell. So then we sell the trained imported dogs from Germany, and also we sell puppies that we train and breed ourselves.
So what type of training? I mean, what type of training do you guys put through?
It's Schutz and sport training. So anything involved with the Schutz and sport, tracking, obedience, and bite work.
Bite work is a form of training in which the dogs learn to bite and hold onto a target object. This morning, it was to involve the victim, Curtis, who was wearing a protective bite sleeve. His coworker, Kaylin, who was also filming, says they'd only just started incorporating firearms into the videos.
Basically, the way it's supposed to happen is you're supposed to heel around with a dog between your legs with a gun in your hands and shoot a target, put your gun down, then you continue with bite work.
They wanted to do an advertisement on gunbroker.com, so he was trying to do a specific ad campaign. And so he started shooting at the target. And he stopped and said, "Oh, Curtis, maybe you can get a little bit closer in." So he wanted the dog looking forward. So he wanted the dog to pay attention to Curtis while he shot at the target. So he probably had Curtis move in like 30 feet to the left of where he was shooting.
30 feet from the target, or from
30 feet to the left from the target.
Left
but
of the target.
downrange.
Okay. Downrange. Okay.
Yes.
So first time actually having someone downrange and shooting live rounds at the same time.
Stupid. I would never have these people train anything. Not a dog, not a cat, not a squirrel, ferret, turtle, nothing. They should all under the jail. Even without the killing, you're too stupid to be among regular people. You brain rot. You have something wrong with your head if you think this was logical. First of all, nobody downrange while shooting. I'm not even a gun specialist. I've never been in Taken, the movie. I've never been in Rambo, but I can tell you this. If the bullets are going one direction, you want to be behind that direction, not in front of the direction. That's an easy, real good way to get popped. That's just in my head, even if I was not a gun sleuth, I'm just thinking, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be where the bullet might end up possibly if the person were to just like, suppose recoil, oh, and then they pop again. You know, the more I'm listening to this, I think I'm gonna have to really check my patience level because it might flare up. So I'm gonna try I'm not promising you jack squat. I'm just letting you know I'm not promising you anything, but I will try. But so far, this is testing my patience.
So stupid.
Thank you.
According to Kalen, Wayne wasn't getting the reaction out of the dog that he wanted.
The dog was just quiet and unbothered by it, so he kind of wanted more out of it. So he asked Curtis to agitate the dog. And as Curtis was agitating the dog, he was still shooting in the whole process. And he never stopped shooting until the dog jerked his leg, I'm guessing, and jerked him to the side, and his gun went towards Curtis.
And then all of a sudden I hear, oh, did I get him? And then and I look at Curtis and I see blood pouring out of his nose and ears.
Curtis's brother Connor, who was also out on the field that morning, can barely describe what he saw.
I remember I had the camera on the boss. I was watching the boss. I heard a shout and I look over and I see my brother on the ground. That's all I remember about that whole thing.
If Connor is grieving Curtis quietly, his older brother Kevin has no such intentions.
Who is that?
That's my brother.
No, please stop. No, stop. We're happy to let you see him at some point, but we can't let you go there right this second, okay? So we just need you to wait back here.
That's what we're here. That's what we're figuring out, right?
Where is he?
It sounds like there was an accident, okay?
Where is he?
Doesn't seem like anything was intentional. He's back here, but we can't let you back there right now.
What happened?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. Okay, this sounds like there was an accidental shooting. There was some training going on with live fire, and it sounds like there was a stray round that went off.
Is this a joke?
No. I'm sorry.
Where was he shot?
Who's this?
I don't know anything. Idiots.
Now, I'm with brother, and everybody might react to this differently, but they bet not let brother anywhere near the people that were involved in this, because it seems like this is what I'm sensing already, that brother might beat the brakes off of whoever it was that was involved in the layout of this thing, using live rounds or the real gun. I'm gonna go on a limb, judging by his reaction, that brother might catch a case. Don't let brother in. Just don't do that. No, don't do that.
He's dead, huh?
Your brother is deceased.
Who shot my little brother?
See?
That's figuring that all out right now.
Oh, I'm gonna kill that mother.
Told you. See. I may not be a body language artist or anything like that, but I know rage. I know rage when I sense it. And the instant he was so, but okay, listen, I just felt it. Let's put it like that. I felt, and if it was a copy, I'd be him. I'd be him. I'd be him. I'd want to do what he want to do right now.
I'm gonna kill that mother.
I totally understand your frustration.
No.
My little brother's dead right there.
He's back there, yeah.
That's more than frustration.
And your other
lady.
brother is here also, so The best thing that you can do right now is comfort your other brother.
He can't do that right now either.
Stupid video. For what? Mother, I'll kill you. What the happened? No, hey, bull. What the happened? No, you gotta be here. What stupid? What game is that? Playing around with guns. Whose idea? Wayne. No. Yeah, I know. Be here for Connor. Be here for Connor. He's dead.
In his rage and heartache, Kevin doesn't realize that he's mourning the wrong brother.
If it wasn't Connor, it was you or Curtis.
It's Curtis. Connor's. Connor's right here.
Sorry, bro. I'm really sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro. Oh no. Oh no.
We're really sorry for your loss, man.
Dude. You. Wayne, dude, put a bullet in that mother's head for me. Old fat piece of heartless.
To get to the bottom of things, investigators must talk to Wayne himself, a conversation that will, before long, take an urgent and unexpected turn.
We hadn't used a rifle yet.
Is that a new rifle?
It's a rifle that had years that can't shoot it.
Okay.
We were just doing the pistol. And this time it's the rifle.
The sight on the gun is an electronic sight. And he was talking about, oh, is this thing dead? The battery's dead. So he was just going to have to kind of, with no sight.
It's a ambidextrous one, so you can hold it to one hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem I think happened, it must have been like this. I mean, lightning fast.
Yeah.
I think the dog did this, and there might have been a reflex, but I saw him drop. I thought, did he do that to fake it? They were making a movie. He get up, and then it was like they called 911, and the guy that works for me, and he looked like he was breathing, and there wasn't a lot of blood or nothing. So I'm holding his head, and man.
Wayne falls silent, and the next sound comes from the detective nearly a full minute later.
Try to breathe. Try to breathe.
Yep.
Just breathe. Right? Just try to breathe. Can I get one of the medics over here?
That I'm gonna go on a limb again. Fake. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling that fake. That's what I would do if I had done something so stupid that I could possibly go to jail for murder for. That's what I'd do. I'd act a fool. I'd play some, that's what it sounds like. Again, not a body. I'm just giving my opinion about what I feel. I'm batting 100 so far. So let's see if I can bat 100 continually, shall we? Let's find out.
Are you still here?
Yep, we're still here.
We're still here, Wayne.
They tried to get me to count to 10, and I couldn't make it to 7.
Oh.
Let's try 5.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
1.
Good.
Go! Go!
Yeah. This particular video is trying in every way, man. I ain't never had one do this to me before. This is new. This is brand spanking. This is new, so new. Y'all ever watch any of these videos where these people say they again, it's not a knock on anybody, but they're catching us the Holy Spirit? You ever seen those videos? Never seen. You should watch a few of them. This reminds me of them, and they have like their ticks. That's if I hadn't seen them, but I'm in my head when I hear the ow. That's what I'm seeing happening. I still don't believe them. Okay, You can talk very clear. They want me to count to 7, but I can only make it to 5. Okay, let's try. Okay, I can only try 5. Okay, 5. Okay, let's go. 1. Ow. Yeah, that makes sense. You can get the conversation out, but not numbers. No, numbers are your kryptonite. I wouldn't be able to count neither. Because numbers are hard. Okay.
Wayne, while this is going on, just take your time. But I'm gonna just so you're aware, if you've seen him, I'm gonna snap a couple pictures because you got some stuff on you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I
know what I got on me, dude. It's real bad.
I know. I just want to document.
I know.
Okay?
I know.
I know.
No.
Wayne's emotional turmoil earns sympathy from the detectives, but Curtis's brother has none.
I want you to go put a bullet in Wayne's head for me. Please. Please.
That won't bring your.
No, it won't. It won't. It won't even make it feel better either, but he deserves it.
See, I like his logic. Hear me out. Y'all might hate me for that. I like his logic. I know it ain't gonna bring nothing back, but that's what I want done. That's what you call logical anger. I'm not asking you to do it to make me feel better. That's not the goal here. Feeling better will not happen. I know my brother is gone, and that pain is still going to be there. I'm not asking you to do this because of feelings. I'm asking you to do that because of it right. Whether he's correct or not, he's logical in his actions and anger anyway. Not saying he's right, just logical.
My little brother, man. He's just an old senile who shouldn't even have his driver's license, let alone own 50 unregistered guns. Yeah.
Did you in any way mean to harm Curtis today?
No, not in a million years. Of course not.
Okay.
We were all excited because we're doing this advertisement why people should get a dog instead of a gun.
But investigators, as well as those who work here, want to know why Curtis had to risk his life to prove that point.
Well, he did prove dogs better than guns because, hey, look what guns can do. If you were trying to convince people, you did exactly your job. Look, good job, Wayne. Good job.
He must have pulled it really
hard.
to the left.
It's a big pull.
Yeah.
Why would
It is a big pull.
I don't know. I'm sure he's going to be asking that for the rest of his life.
Now, I'm going to go back and we're going to watch the distance here. Okay. If you're aiming here for this part right here and a dog pull you and you accidentally pull, it might fire here. Might fire here. Might, if you might. You get what I'm trying to infer? My prediction, it didn't pull like that. That's just what I'm thinking. Just so you know.
Now seated in the back of a patrol car, Wayne struggles to accept what happened this morning.
No.
Or why you would shoot with somebody downrange, anyways. Ever.
Well, that's what he said. He goes, "Oh, it sounds really stupid now, doesn't it?" And I was like,
Yeah, it does.
What a fiasco, huh?
No. 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 Oh, no. No.
Were you yelling something? Hard time what? Just take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths.
Every time they tell him that, you notice that he reacts as though he can't breathe. He has enough breath to scream to no, but for some reason when they say take a deep breath, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be having a hard time breathing. Anybody who purchases a gun at all, especially if you're like what he's supposedly being, you'd automatically know. You should know. I shouldn't say automatically. You should know the biggest safety thing you should be looking for is to make sure nobody is in front of the bullet. Mm-hmm. Unless, of course, it's a bad guy and you want bad guy to go away and, you purposely make sure that he's in front of said bullet, then that's one thing. But if you are supposedly filming something or training, you don't put people in front of bullet. People behind bullet behind gun, way behind, even no recoil, not even an ejected casing will burn them. You behind. And so no one in front. Downrange, as the police call it. See, that's the word, downrange. I don't care how far, nobody down there. Okay. In case if anyone had questions. Do not use pew with people in front of you. Okay, that's not what you do. All right, I got life lesson number 1 today.
It's like the Baldwin movie scene.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
100%. Oh, Rust.
Huh?
Rust.
Yeah, with Rust.
Yeah.
Even though I think this is more up than Rust.
Far more. 100% agree with that. This is far more screwed up than Rust. This one, you didn't even need to not even remotely use a regular gun like Ed.
Because at least the actor could have said, like, I didn't expect it to be live rounds. Where it's like, oh yeah, I put live rounds in there.
Yeah, put live rounds in there.
Go run.
Help me, Lord.
Notice no tears.
I don't know what else to do. I can't believe this. No.
It's a cool piece of property, dude. Yeah. Sounds like they have a lot of fun as a family here, raising and training canines.
But as the investigators learn when they speak to current and former employees of Craftwork, not everything is as it appears.
The work environment was extremely chaotic. Some days were really great, some days were really bad. It would just really kind of depend on the mood of Wayne and what he wanted that day, the weather, those kind of things. When you actually got in there and saw what happened behind the scenes, it wasn't pretty.
The former employees have many dark stories about how Wayne allegedly dealt with the German Shepherds.
All of it, he said, was in the name of training, and shared that there's a lot of training techniques and things that are done to get the dogs at the highest level that are a little bit less than socially acceptable. So I witnessed on multiple occasions, he would kick dogs in the ribs. He would kick male dogs in the private parts from behind to catch them off guard if they were being ornery during protection. I watched him drag a dog across the field one time because it wasn't healing properly on his side. So he just kept yanking it by the neck until it, stayed with him. But it was obviously terrified and trying to get away from him.
Oh, no.
Another instance I saw, he lifted a dog up by the leash and the collar, and it was choking. It peed all over itself, just terrified in a room. It was just me and him in a room. He didn't want anyone else to see that, but the dog wasn't sitting close enough to him.
Gosh, that sucks.
You get enough air back there a little bit? Yeah. Okay.
He just gets to sit in the back of a cold cop car. Turn that off. No AC for that old man. Let him sit in there and die.
A lot of the times the dogs were just left in the kennels on end without getting exercise for days at a time. He would ask that we not feed them in the mornings so that they would be hungry for videos.
For one instance, he was working with a dog that was pregnant. She wasn't listening and being relatively, stubborn, didn't want to listen to him. And he did end up kicking her in the stomach.
Do you know what resulted of that dog's pregnancy?
I'm not sure because I actually ended up quitting that week because of that.
So what it sounds like is Wayne has a affinity for violence. It sounds like Wayne likes to use a power dynamic in order to make his point known. I don't think he knows how to train shit. I think he uses fear and aggression to get dogs to do certain things, which means that any dog that he sells to people is going to have some problems. Here's the biggest problem I can see. I'm no dog trainer. Not at all, in the slightest. Just pattern recognition, if you want to call it that. And I'm not Miss Owens either. You give a traumatic incident to a dog, the dog becomes traumatized. You then say, see, the dog is trained, but the dog ain't trained, the dog's scared. So then you hand that dog off to another owner who has, little kids. And the little kids don't know exactly how to function around a big dog, but they act like the dog, can handle certain things. And you do something stupid around a traumatized dog, and traumatized dog relay your behavior to old owner, but can sense that it can overpower your ass. You're done. You're done. You're a shepherd. You're done. That kid is gone. trauma goes away and aggression seeps in, and goodbye neighbor. Wayne, if for no other reason, should be held liable for any and all assaults from any of the dogs that he's trained. Just saying.
And the stories arguably get worse from there, particularly when it comes to one horrifying practice mentioned by several former employees.
If there was puppies that were not up to his standards, there was one dog that didn't have a fully developed ear. He had us put the live puppies in the freezer until they died.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many would you say were put in like that?
Well, I worked there probably at least 10. Or at one time, I heard over the walkie-talkie that Wayne just he didn't want to waste the vaccination on a dog that probably wouldn't make it through the night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cheap. I mean, I grew up on a farm. It's not that much money for vaccination. So he'd rather just kill him.
Anytime he'd do that, I'd see him in the office in my files where I would keep puppy vaccines and all these medical records, and he would dig out the dog that he killed and get rid of the records.
Those who used to be employed at Kraftwerk say that Wayne's questionable practices and his temper extended beyond the dogs.
Now, see, people going to tell me I need to practice not judging and jumping to conclusions, but I guess some of y'all need to check your own shoes, because I got some good jumping shoes. I got me the old school pump up, okay? And I'm going to jump to conclusions as often as I can and as high and as far as I can, because hear me out. If a man could do that to a dog, a puppy, what the hell do you think he got respect for any people, regular people? Isn't that the first sign of serial killers? Isn't that what usually the sign of serial killers is that they start messing with animals first, right? Squirrels, and you find body. Come on now. Something wrong with Wayne. Wayne got problems. I'm standing by what I said about Wayne before. Wayne lying about something and them faking crime with like he playing Terminator. I don't know what's wrong with this man, but it ain't normal. And tears ain't flowing either. Hitting your face like you're autistic. Come on, man. Anyway, continue, Wayne. Let's see what Wayne's about.
The owner, Wayne, was very emotionally turbulent.
No.
He would get in employees' faces and scream and yell and just make them feel extremely scared and uncomfortable.
I have to care about the other people.
Yeah, we're with, I got another challenge.
Yeah, he told me that.
He would snap. Like it was like almost, I don't want to call it bipolar because that's a medical thing, but he almost had like a bipolar split personality disorder. He was like this really nice guy sometimes, and then he was this really awful guy other times.
He cornered me in my office, which I could not get out of, and he was shaking his fist in my face, cussing at me, and he was upset that I hadn't paid one of his personal bills. Mind you, I'm 5 feet tall, and a pistol fell out of his jacket pocket and hit the floor.
Now, hear me out. You're watching what she's saying happening in the back of this car. Look, if I thought she was lying, then, and I needed some corroboration for her story, all I got to do is go look at the cam in the back of this car to watch this man go through 15 different personalities right in front of you. No, bang, bang, bada, hey, why y'all doing this? Like, look at this window here. Y'all need to go take, this brother got some problems. Even if it wasn't intent, this man has, providing he has obvious issues, that would make his cognitive and logically reasoning side be gone, right? Which would put people in danger. It's to be liable.
They were a great team. They're a team.
Look at his hands, though.
He would like get in my face and scream at me. He would shake me. There was another time when I saw him physically attack the other manager on the property.
I saw him, and it was recorded. Of course, I don't think it's around any longer, but he beat one of the employees with a dog whip.
The hell?
I'm sorry. What?
He was doing a video and he was trying to get one of the employees to handle a dog. He wasn't doing it correctly or not the way that Wayne wanted it done. And he hit the man with a dog whip consecutive times.
You see, no, more and more. I'm kind of okay with the brother. I'm sorry, y'all can hate me all you want, but I got my viewpoints and I'm sticking to them. I'm kind of on the brother side, the one that's angry. Now I'm seeing why he called Wayne all them names. The dog whip. You get one shot with that. If it were me, you get one. You fire that whip once. I see you rearing back for a second one. Partner, you ain't getting that off. Nah. You might not get the first one off. Let's just be honest. I see you rearing back to think you're gonna hit me. The thought of you hitting me make me want to hit you first. So don't even think that you're gonna hit me. A dog whip? Yeah, you outside your ever-living mind. You've lost it. All cognition of life you've lost. And since you lost the cognition of life, you willing to forsake everything. And I'll help you forfeit it. I will help you do it. Pull a whip on me, see what happened. Okay. Wayne looking for somebody to look, man. What? All right, continue, Wayne.
Of course, they were told to erase that video.
Others tell the authorities that Wayne turned a blind eye to serious problems in the workplace.
There's me and 2 other former employees, females, that were involved in a sexual harassment lawsuit against Mr. Curry.
Okay.
And we won the judgment against him.
There was an employee named John who had been approaching some of the females inappropriately.
I reported sexual harassment of 3 other females that I worked with, and he fired us.
Okay.
And kept the male who was sexually harassing us still working.
The plaintiffs in the case were, according to court documents, granted a judgment of more than $200,000 and have filed an additional lawsuit claiming that Kraftwerk changed names and transferred all assets in an attempt to avoid the debt.
Dang.
In the meantime, officials are interested in Wayne's relationship with firearms, starting with the rifle used in today's video.
That's a great little gun.
I know. FN 57 by 28. Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the oddball. Okay. Yeah.
The same thing as my FN 57 pistol.
Yeah, that's the 57.
Yeah. It penetrates Kevlar. Commercial and law enforcement only. There it is. Yeah. $2,000.
I know before, in the last one that we did that I was involved with, the only other gun video that I was involved with, I know that he had taken the bullets out and there was not even no clip in there at all. But this time I believe the clip was still in there when he was, I thought to myself, he's kind of pointing that thing around.
But I've seen a gun jam on him, seen him have trouble with loading and unloading a clip. Just doesn't make any sense. You should have more knowledge than I have on guns.
So he was walking with the dog between his legs and just kind of, and if you were me with the camera, he's going fast like that.
So pointing at people.
Absolutely, yeah.
We call it being flagged with a gun. Do you know what I'm talking about with that, where the barrel points at you momentarily? Has that happened at all?
Yeah.
See, it's not just Wayne's the issue here. I'm gonna say it. Wayne ain't the only issue. You mean to tell me, sir, yellow shirt guy, you see a man doing that and you stay? You advise? You don't even tell people, hey, look, this ain't safe. Y'all were leaving. Let Wayne do Wayne by himself. None of y'all did that? Okay.
How many times would you say?
Handful
of times.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can go from 5 to 10 times, within the multiple days of it happening.
The current employees all agree that this was only the 3rd time they'd filmed a video using dogs and guns. However, they say this was the first time Wayne positioned someone near the target while live ammunition was being used.
I didn't think there were going to be live rounds during the bite work. We did one the other day with a gun. I was out there and the guns were not loaded. Nothing was in the guns. And once we did that little shooting, Then we reset, everybody moved, and we did one shot of him shooting the target.
So previously, he's taken the precautions to have
Yes.
you guys away from the live rounds.
Yes.
Any issues mentioned with the firearm at all today?
No, I would say Wayne's the issue. He doesn't know how to handle a gun.
Okay.
Clearly.
You sure it's Wayne doesn't know how to handle a gun? Or that's the excuse he's going to be using for doing what he did? Just a thought.
He just should have been more prepared and not had that gun loaded. He made a very, very bad decision, and I'll pay for it.
I thought they would never use live rounds. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, if it was me, I would have used like a CO2 pistol.
When Wayne sees and thinks something or thinks that something is a good idea, for example, this tragic thing that happened to an incredible human being, you've got to be dumb. You literally have to be out of your mind to think that that was a good idea. Curtis would have said the same thing. He and any person in their right mind knows that you never let a gun get pointed at you. If Curtis had a choice, he would not have been standing in the line of that gun. I know for a fact he did not have a choice in that moment, and something tragic happened. If he would have said, no, I'm not going to do that, Wayne would have flipped.
I get the general consensus that people are genuinely afraid of him.
He's crazy. I mean, I not to be exaggerating, but I've never met anybody like him.
Deputies transport Wayne to the courthouse, where he has only one thing to say to detectives.
He don't look crazy to you? Look, I know you probably shouldn't say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it because y'all get familiar with me enough to know that I'm going to say what's, This brother look mental. He looked like he have not just, how years of rage and anger make your face just look sour? That looked like the kind of man that you don't get off my lawn, but get off my lawn with a shotgun and a really rabid dog, and the porch is all broken down, and he don't take care of the property, and everybody know not to mess with Mr. Jenkins. That would be him. He would be Mr. Jenkins from down the street. Don't mess with Mr. Jenkins now. Mr. Jenkins gonna shoot you now. Mr. Jenkins ain't right in the mind. He ain't been right in the mind for years now. He got a dog, Brutus. Brutus is a mean motherfucker. He gonna heat you up too. Don't mess with Mr. Jenkins, Brutus. He got a shotgun named Jenny. That's what he looked like. Tell me I'm lying. He don't look like that. If Sling Blade was real, but not mentally like, Sling Blade.
I want to get an attorney.
Wayne Curry was arrested for first-degree manslaughter, but was bonded out at $250,000 2 days later. A judge ordered Wayne to stay away from Connor, Craig, and Kalen, and to surrender all firearms to the Thurston County Sheriff. Kalen says that Wayne immediately violated the order and terminated his employment in retaliation. Wayne was arrested again for the violation and released on his own recognizance a few days later. Kalen sent a letter to prosecutors seeking $100,000 from Wayne in restitution.
This is not supposed to.
I'm sure it's not.
That's one thing those guys will say.
Nearly a year after the shooting, Wayne Curry awaits an August 2026 trial a free man, continuing to sell adult dogs and puppies and posting new craftwork videos regularly, at least some of which seem to take place in the same field that Curtis Gordon took his final breath.
Let me get a thing completely clear here. So he okay. I'm familiar with Thurston County because it's in the state I live, right? And I can tell you this much about the law and how it operates here in town, and not the town I live, but the state. It's shit. Don't come here seeking justice on any level. There is none. It is people don't talk about it, but we need to talk about it. It is one of the most corrupt, disgusting displays of justice you will ever find in any state in America. You want to make sure you can do something and get away with it? Come to Washington State. Go ahead, come to Washington State. You can do it. This ain't surprising to me that he's walking free and still able to do all he's got to do. Not surprising at all. Really. That is wild. That is wild. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm not saying you molest kids. I'm saying that this state is one of the most ridiculous when it comes to the actual correction of violations of law. They're horrible at it. They don't follow through on anything that actually has to do with the law. They don't uphold it. If you got enough money, you can get away with anything. That might be the case for most rich people, though. But is it surprising that Mr. Wayne gets to walk? It's not surprising. Murder, too. That's crazy. That's crazy. Man. You out here, listen to this. This is how crazy it is. This dude walking in here tells a guy to stand down. I'm going through this so y'all can understand what's presented to the court that make this man can walk free. Listen carefully. You go downrange. I'm going to have a live ammunition filled gun and I'm going to fire in your general direction. You don't, anybody see any issues with this so far? Just on a safety level, do you think that there might be some issues where, okay, so then you tell the man, all right, you can't be around guns. So he goes around guns. Maybe you think maybe the guy's just not listening to your prerequisites of what he should do. And you think to yourself, you know, that would be a great way to keep him from ever being free for the time being, because he's obviously remember the whole flight risk. No, not him. No, go ahead and stay home. In fact, use your business and use the same field. Do all you've been doing, no problem. But Your Honor, he ended the lives of puppies. So what? But Your Honor, we have all these statements being made. There's problems. Yeah, we know. Bruh. There's some things in life I will never understand, man. I won't understand them. And I've come to the conclusion where because I won't understand them, but I really do want to, it'll be a sense of frustration for me. It's not that I won't accept it because I have to. There's no option. I can't change it, can't understand it, but I also can't stop it. So I have to be okay with that. But it will always frustrate me that I see this stuff happening all the time. And it just angers me to no end, because there are innocent people that will suffer because of the corrupt. And here we have a man walking free as a bird, till August at least, and allowed to continue doing what everybody has been telling some people, that this is bad. No repercussions. None. But again, if you lived in a place where it was, not frowned upon, one, or two, allowed because there's no real punishment, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? That's crazy. Well, guess we'll have to wait to see what happens with Wayne in August. Thurston's close enough, and I wonder if it'll be a court case worth going to, just to catch up on Wayne. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know. But y'all might have a different take on this. Y'all might agree that Wayne didn't know. Y'all might say, just because, and you might have a logical reasoning for that. You might. And if you do, please tell me what that is. What is it? What would be your logical answer to having this be, one, okay to even set up the way he set it up? Or what is your excuse that you can give to Wayne to make this okay? If not okay, justifiable to have him walk free for the time being. But if you're like me and you're wondering, what the hell? I wish I could help you out. I really do. I really wish I could help you out. I mean, if you live in a state, though, where the justice is real and good, then kudos to you. Some of us don't get that option. Well, we do have the option, but we don't have the chance just yet to not be there. Heaven forbid something bad happens and I got to go before somebody like that. This judge let this dude, man, what? Whew. Anyway, we're going to vibe with y'all in a different time. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. We'll catch you on the next one.
One wrong move turn the present into the past. I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favorites, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. If you foul, that show up too. No miss, no spin, no cover up hype. Everything